Hello crochet friends, welcome back. We're working on our Celtic knot here and we need all our pieces today. So our square and our 2 ovals, everything we've got completed. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so let's get ourselves weaved together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the square on the table here and I'm going to weave everything through the square, okay? So I'm going to start with my first oval here and it's going to go top to bottom, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the left side, we're going to go under the top of the square. We have all these tails, so we're going to have to weave them too, and then over the bottom. Okay, so for the other side, it would just be the reverse, right? This is the right side of the oval. It's going to be over the square, and then on the bottom, under the square. Oops, I'm sorry. And we're going to hold all that there the very best we can, just like that. Now, let's weave in the other oval, okay? And that's a little bit trickier, but not so bad, right? So it's going to go this direction. So we're going to take the first half here, right? And what we want to do is we want to go over the square, under the oval, over the oval, under the square. I'm hoping that makes sense. Okay, so we went over the square, under the oval, over the oval, under the square. Okay, other side. So, and we've got the tail, so that's going to get a little in the way, but we're going to go under the square, over the oval, under the oval, and over the square. All right? Okay, so this is what we look like, and we are all weaved in. Nice, nice. Okay, we want this to all stay like this. So we're going to do a couple of things here. We are going to start with joining our ovals, right? We want our ovals connected because remember we left them open. And that's okay because that's what we were supposed to do. Otherwise we wouldn't have been able to weave this all together. So I am going to take my tail, and remember I made that little knot? Well, I'm going to undo that little knot because I was just so nervous of losing that stitch. I decided to just knot them. You don't have to, but you know, I have that fear of everything coming undone. But grab that last stitch. That was your last double crochet on the white. So I'm going to turn all of this here, okay? Okay, so we have that up on our hook there, right? And what we want to do is we want to do a slip stitch in the top of the chain 3. So if you remember here, we had our little slip stitch. So we're going to enter, yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch. All right, and that joins that part right there. We also need to join down the bottom. So I'm going to pull the thread out here. That was my tail, right? Remember we cut it off. There we go. So we are joined there. And now I'm going to bring it into the bottom. And I'm going to use the tail to do a slip stitch from this bottom stitch here. So I'm going to enter that bottom stitch. And I'm going to grab my tail and pull it in. I pulled it in, right? So I've grabbed my loop there. And now we're going to go in this bottom chain. I've got my tail up here on the front. So I'm going to enter, yarn over and pull it through. And pull through again for a slip stitch. All right, and that is going to bring our oval together. Okay, when we're gonna knot this all off. There we go. And then we can pull all our tails to the back. Get them all tucked in good so we don't see all this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull this tail through here. If I can grab it. There we go. And we'll use our yarn needle. There we go, nice and neat. Okay, so now we'll use our yarn needle and we'll tuck in both these tails. It will secure it a little bit more too than just the slip stitch there. So we have to do the other side here too. So again, I knotted it for fear that, you know, we may come undone. Oh dear. Okay, so grab it again. There we go. Okay. Okay, I've got that on my hook here. I'm ready to go. We're going to do our slip stitching. And so we want to enter the chain, enter your chain, yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch. Okay, and then enter the bottom stitch right there and the chain, yarn over and pull through, whoops, oh, I lost it, hang on, enter that bottom stitch, yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch. I'm going to go through all of it there, right? Okay, so knot this off and we'll tuck everything in. And again, just like the other side, if you feel it doesn't seem tight enough to you once you tuck in all your tails and everything, you can always sew it together too. I don't think that that's a problem at all. Okay, so I'm going to actually bring this tail around. Here we go. I think that'll be good. You just don't want them to come undone. Now it is cotton, so once we block this and wet it all, right, it is going to shrink up, and so that will change how it looks too. It'll be more pulled together, I guess is the best way to explain it. And I think you'll like that. I think it'll look good. So anyway, there are our ovals. Everybody is in where they need to be. We may have to reposition everything a little bit, but now we want to tack it all. So, because you don't want it flying all over the place, right? So we want to tack it all. So get everything where you want it on your project, like oval, even, you know what I mean? Like the amount of opening on each end, nice and even. Everything is centered in the middle of the square. You have a nice square here. So get it all nice and flat. And then what you want to do is just take your tails and tack these. So not hard. I mean, you can use the green tail here. You can just go underneath, grab the top of the piece under it. Okay, so thread your needle. And let me demonstrate on this one. You just go underneath and you're going to grab a top stitch, just the top of the stitch. That way you won't see the green through the other side. It's okay if we see the green on here, right? Just pull it through, okay? And that is going to tack it into that spot and it won't come out now. All right, so that takes care of that piece. Now you can weave it up and do this one and these with the green, you know, go all the way around with the green, and then tack these with the other colors. And I think that's a good idea because it's just gonna hold the tail in place and it's gonna just make everything, I think, smoother. But I mean, you do you. If you wanna cut it off each time, that's an idea too. You know, cut off the thread and just, make it, you know, whatever color you want to use as you're going along there. You can do that. That would work. But so what I'm going to do is go all the way around here and tack this whole thing. And I am going to feed this green as far as I can for as long as my tail is. And I don't have a super long tail here, but I'm going to try and tuck it all in so you don't see it. But I'm going to get over here to this next color. All right. So keep going with the tacking, and let's get this part done here. Just make sure that you have everything exactly where you want it, because, you know, there's no going back. There's no going back once you tack it. You got to undo it all. Nobody likes to undo it all. Okay, so keep going. Get these all tacked on here, and I'll meet you at the end. Here we go. Okay, how did you do? That was my last one, and it took a little time. I know, that's why I didn't want you to have to sit through that whole thing, but I think they're nice and secure. How are yours? Are they nice and secure on your knot here? So hopefully we'll be okay. So now Everybody's nice and flat and beautiful, just the way we want them. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to block soak it. So cold water, you don't have to use soap. You can if you want like a little Castile or something. And what it's going to do is it's going to take the whole thing and shrink it together because it's cotton, right? We're working with cotton here. So it's going to shrink it up nice like our dishcloths do, okay? So I think this turned out really cute. I hope you like it. I hope yours weaved well and everything is all set. You could use any color combinations for this. It's just so pretty. But I thought, you know, with St. Patrick's Day around the corner, this might be a nice little trivet or a mug rug, like I was saying. Something pretty. You can make a whole bunch if you'd like. But that's it for today. That is our Celtic knot. I enjoyed being on this journey with you. Give us a like and subscribe if you'd like to see some other videos with projects as they come out. And I'll see you next time. Thank you and have a joyful day.